Let's find out how to determine the key of a song. You'll remember that composers choose the key so that the range of notes in the song aren't too high and aren't too low. The key is found at the very beginning of the song. At the beginning of every song, the composer will tell you some information about the song. Let's look at an example. At the very top left side of the music, you'll see a treble clef. You'll also see two numbers, one atop the other, that tells you the time signature of the song, or the beat pattern. In between the treble clef and the time signature, you'll find the key signature, and that tells you the key of the song. What we'll have to do is count up how many sharps and flats are in the key signature to determine the key. There are a number of ways to decipher the key signature. We're going to focus on a counting method that is used by many song leaders to quickly figure out the key. First of all, if you see 0 flats and sharps in the key signature, in other words, you see the treble clef and the time signature with nothing in between, 0 flats and sharps is the key of C. If there is 1 flat, the key is F. Not F flat, just F. So 0, C, 1 is F. I'm going to give you a couple of mnemonics to help reduce the number of things that you have to remember to determine the key from the number of flats and the number of sharps. So we said 0 is C, 1 is F. Now, B, E, A, D, and G are all going to have a flat behind them. So if 1 is F, 2 is B flat. 3 flats, E flat. 4 flats, A flat. 5 flats, D flat. 6, G flat. And now for the sharps. 1 sharp is a G, not a G sharp, just a G. And then D for 2 sharps. 3 sharps is A, 4 sharps is E. Here's the mnemonic device that will help reduce the number of things that you have to remember when you're counting up the sharps and flats. There was a singing group back in the 70s and 80s called the Bee Gees, and that helps me remember the flats. B, E, A, D, and G, flat. Bee Gee. Now the Bee Gees were from Australia, and what do Australians always say? G'day, mate. So Bee Gee for the flats, G'day, G-D-A-E, for the sharps. If you look at the beginning of Abide With Me, you'll see a treble clef, just like every song in our songbook. If you look beside the treble clef, you'll see the key signature and then the time signature. Remember, if you don't see any sharps and flats, just a treble clef and a time signature, the key is C. If you see 1 flat, the key is F. If you see 2 flats, the key is B flat, and so on. So let's count up the flats or sharps that you see in the key signature. What do you see? I see 3 flats. So let's count them up using our BG G'day count method. Since these are flats, we're going to look at the BG. 1 is F, 2 is B flat, 3 is E flat, and we're done. 3 flats. F, B flat, E flat. Not too hard, but you do have to remember a little bit. At least I've given you a device that you can use to reduce from 9 down to 2 the number of things that you have to remember. Let's go over it one more time. If I see no sharps and no flats between the treble clef and the time signature, that's the key of C. If I see one flat, that's the key of F. Not F flat, just F. If I see two flats, that's BG, B flat. Three flats, E flat. Four flats, A flat. Five flats, D flat. Six flats, G flat. Now let's do the sharps. G'day. One sharp, G. Two sharps, D. Three sharps, A. Four sharps, E. G'day. Now you know how to find the key from looking at the key signature. Let's review what we've learned so far. Every song has a key which determines how high or low the song is pitched on the staff. And composers take into account the highest notes and the lowest notes in their song, making sure they're not too high or too low by pitching it to a certain key. A song's key signature is found at the very beginning of the song between the treble clef and the time signature. A song's key can be found from the number of sharps and flats in the key signature. And so we count up the sharps, we count up the flats, and we find out the key. Now, not every song begins on the key note. Some songs start on a different note. So let's proceed on to find out how to find the first note.